Africa. We had an entrepreneurship training, and we invited across professions and trades. It wasn't only meant for pharmacists. It cuts across many professions and trades. We also had the World Hypertension Day too was celebrated in Ogun State on May 17th, where we had blood pressure checks. We had some other checks too. Apart from blood pressure, we did HIV screening and some other tests for members of the public. Then let me just talk about our annual week that we had just before this conference. And the theme for the annual week was substance abuse in Nigeria. The theme of the last conference was adopted, and the week was done for about 3 days. We had a 3-day program. The first day was a Monday where we had to testify. They came to talk to us about how they came out of their addiction, and that was that for the Acpn week in Ogun State. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Ogun State. Let me also tell us that the time allotted for this oral presentation is just 5 minutes. You time yourself and ensure that you go straight to the point. Oral presentation, 10 marks is allotted. And it goes like this. You're addressing 2 marks. Your introduction, communication skill, 3 marks. The technical activities or content of your actions, 4 marks. Then your participation in downing of tools, just 1 mark. So, which state is the next state? Kwara State. Kwara State. Can Kwara come up for their presentation? Can we be clapping for Kwara as they come to the stage? Yeah, come on, take the mic.
Good morning, distinguished colleagues. I bring you greetings from the good people of Kwara State. In the last 1 year, we've been quite busy, and a brief outline of my presentation is going to cut across our general meetings, some of the new innovations that we introduced, which is the Technical Director of Professional Fees, capacity building seminars, members' welfare and empowerment, participation and contribution to Acpn National, relationship with regulatory agency, pharmacy emblem, publicity, World Health Days. I'll be starting with the Technical Director of Professional Fees. This is one of the new innovations we introduced. A professional fee of 250,000 naira was introduced, payable by non-pharmacists, wholesalers. This was in order to increase the barrier to entry of non-pharmacists, raise the image of the profession, as well as discourage register and go syndrome. To achieve this, we engaged all stakeholders, and of course, as you will all agree, the only stakeholders that did not agree were the people that are going to make the payment. And they resisted it, but we thank God it has come to stay. In Kwara now, before registration can start, technical directors must issue clearance letters to their MDs before Acpn and PSN clearance could be sought. And I believe this has made them appreciate pharmacists the more. We also had capacity building seminars, over 8 meetings, in collaboration with other pharmaceutical companies, GSK, Novartis, and the rest of them in the course of the year. On welfare, our branch has a functional welfare committee, and we mobilize for mass attendance for our members' social functions, disbursement of predetermined welfare packages to our members, and encouraging them to participate in cooperative societies. For national, we have always been participating at all national programs, NEC meetings, 100% attendance within the period under review. Financial obligations, we have made payment of all our outstanding debts. Payment of our capitations has been regular, and we also make goodwill messages in the conference brochure. Kwara is always among the first 5 states in terms of attendance at conferences. And obviously, one of the major activities we did during the year in view, we also obeyed the directive of Acpn National and shut down all our pharmacies between 12 and 2 on 7th of May. We have the posters there at our stand. In the course of the year, we also made visits to NAFDAC, NDLA, PCN, and Ministry of Health. They are they have been very supportive, and we have the DPS of the states also leading enforcement and inspection activities in our state. The gains of this visit has been to restore relative peaceful practice environment, reduction on incidents of fake and substandard drugs, among others. We've also encouraged our members to obtain emblems, because we'll be going on to do radio jingles to separate those that have emblems from those that do not. We've also ensured that we attended radio programs and interviews, which has further enabled us to project the image of our association and made people know Acpn more within the populace, and it has helped us to gain the love and attention of the common men on the streets. And we've also ensured that most of our outings, we've had 4 major publications in the Guardian newspaper on different activities of the association. For example, World Malaria Day, shutdown, and the rest of them. This is an example of our
2 minutes to go. 2 minutes to go.
Our World Diabetes Day. We also have a library and a COPA center where people can make research on contemporary issues and get solutions on community pharmacy problems. This is an example. This is a picture of our World Malaria Day. That's myself, my deputy chairman, and the PSN chairman. One good thing we've had in our state is that we have a harmonious working relationship with all the technical groups, and our parent chairman, he has been very supportive, and this is why we have been making a lot of success. On our World Malaria Day, April 25th this year, we had a radio program on Abaka FM, carried out a medical outreach at Gerewu community, which is a very distant community under Ilorin West local government. We distributed free insecticide-treated nets, administered free drugs, and counseled patients, among other things. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. That's Kwara State. Which other state? Echo for sure. Can we clap for Lagos? It appears this Echo may be for action also. Come and take the mic.
Thank you, my chairman. Good morning, delegates. I think they're having some challenge with the multimedia slides, but as always, Lagos is always prepared. In the last 1 year, we've had more than enough activities. If it were to be about loading us with what we've done, I believe there will not be enough time to go about it. We started with, the Bible says that where there's no vision, the people perish. So for us in Lagos, we had to start from the head. We started with leadership retreat. We had to go for a retreat so that we could see how we can improve the lot of not only our members, our practice, but see how better we can engage with stakeholders to be able to deliver best practice, global best practices at this time in our generation. Then we followed up with empowerment programs, some of which are in the slides. My people there, please, can you? We also had advocacy visits to NAFDAC, to the police stations, as well as to some other agencies. We did a lot of public enlightenment and health education programs, not only at the state, but also at our various zones. And every one of these activities was publicized, both in the print media and in electronic media. We had a lot of collaborations in the health sector. For us, we believe that the days of joy-joying and war-worrying should be over. It's time to sit on the table and discuss and see how we can move things forward. And that led us to a meeting with the PCN in Abuja, led by the national chairman, as well as through the platform of the Healthcare Providers Association. We've been able to see how there's something that is going on in Lagos. The Lagos state government came up with the health insurance policy, which has not been favorable to practitioners. And to get collectively, we've come to a position to say private practitioners, whether doctors, whether nurses, whether pharmacists, are not going to participate in the program. And so for now, as stakeholders, we have withdrawn from the system. And that, of course, has put the state government on edge. Right now, they are calling for a truce and reviewing what they are doing. Amongst the professional development programs, we had our continuing education seminar last year. The theme was effective healthcare services and the paradigm shift in ethical practice. And we looked at one of the things that we achieved last year was bringing all our leaders. The president was fully represented. The national Acpn chairman was there, and some other delegates from the academia were also there. And it was well attended by our members. Let me also say at this juncture that we have some empowerment programs. Right now, we have signed an agreement with a company to empower members, to improve the business of our members. Where the name of the company is Solar Affairs. And what we are doing right now is every premise in Lagos, every intending premise in Lagos is being evaluated to see what their power needs is. We know how erratic our power situation is. So we have also gone to agreement with Wema Bank. Wema Bank is going to finance that project so that our members will have little itches when it comes to the issue of power. We know the importance of power. Many of us stock what we call cold chain items so that we can guarantee quality to our members. So on that, this program is ongoing. We would like to encourage other states to join us, to come and learn from us. For the national participation, at least as of today, whatever we are owing the national, we have paid them. Whatever. If today we are owing them, is that we are waiting on them to tell us whatever it is so that we can meet up with that. The other thing I also want to say is that I don't think there is any other state that has supported the national better than us in terms of not just the number, in terms of financing, as in terms of cooperation. When we came to NEC and they told us, let's go and do the 2-hour strike so that we can bring attention to the PCN bill, I would say we have not less than 90% compliance in Lagos State. I believe we deserve a round of applause for that. And if you look at the media, what they were reporting then, we even took not only did we do a press conference, we also took the media around so that they can see that we complied with the directive.
A minute.
Collaborations. There's no end to collaboration. Right now, not only are we collaborating with the regulatory bodies, at our visit to the director R&R, NAFDAC, we realized that a lot of our members felt being harassed by NAFDAC over unregistered products. But as practitioners, we know that there are some essential medicines that are not on the registered list. So on this basis, we had to go on the courtesy visit to the director R&R, And we had a very wonderful engagement with her. And what came out of that is the need for us to generate a list that will contain some of those essential medicines like cocodamol, like dihydrocodeine, and some other ones, things like warfarin, that are essential to the health of our people, but yet are not registered. And so what came out of that engagement was that we should go and draw up a list for our members so that the harassment would reduce or would stop. And with that, I want to bring my presentation to an end. Thank you.
Thank you, Lagos State. Can we have Rivers on the stage? Rivers State, as Rivers is coming, can we start clapping for them? Yeah, welcome. Come and take the mic.
The panel of impartial judges, fellows present in the house, all protocol observed. My name is Pharmacist Luke Bognyam. I'm representing Acpn Rivers State. I'm here to present the activities of Acpn Rivers State from June 2018 to June 2019. I have about 13 points to talk about. I'll be fast. The first is the compliance to the NEC directives. We've been about 90% compliance, why I would say 90, not 100, because the pharmacies were not completely shut down completely during the pharmacy bill shutdown. And then capitation 100% with 374 members registered. Goodwill message 100%. Conference levy 100%. The second point is state meetings. There is general meetings that is happening bi-monthly, while we have zonal meetings, some meet monthly, some bi-monthly, and some quarterly. And we also have the zonal EXCO. I mean the EXCO going for all zonal meetings, that's a state EXCO, in order to make sure that they encourage members to perform at the maximum. And then we also had our AGM, the annual general meeting, which happened on the 11th of June. And it was the third and the best zonal dynamics was done in that AGM with the theme community pharmacy practice challenges within. The third point is projects and investment. That one is pertaining the zonal cooperatives. About 90% of the zones are doing zonal cooperatives, which are supporting the members, and we are seeing the dividend because it's helping them financially. And also the Aqua Pharma table water. Actually, we had 1 liter and it has been upgraded. That 1 liter particularly was to meet a meet pertaining the ORTs, so that it will be precise in its making. But presently now we've added 50 CL because of market purposes, so that it will bring more dividend as it is demanded in the market. So it's there on the table. And also Acpn Rivers State is a co-investor with the apps. Actually, apps are doing what we call the RAPS water purifier, the Rapizon, which is a bleaching agent and a disinfectant, and also the RAPS glass cleaner. So Acpn Rivers State is a co-investor from that, and it is bringing dividend to the association. Also, Acpn Rivers State has a functional website, which we are going to use it probably by the grace of God for this year's payment of dues in Rivers State. And then the fourth point is a neo sign acquisition and promotion. Billboard signage is ongoing in strategic places in Rivers State. And then we have radio jingles in Rhythm FM and Silver FM using Chief Zebrodaiah's message. We also have visual promotion of neo signs on YouTube. And about 12 neo signs were acquired within the year in view. Confiscation and destruction of fake neo signs in the state is ongoing. The fifth point is the public enlightenment and image making. We have medical outreach to selected secondary school in Rivers State on the dangers of drug abuse. All community pharmacies in Rivers State has a banner that says drugs and substance abuse is dangerous, and it is hung on each premises in Rivers State. And then sharing of flyers on different disease conditions during the marking of WHO days is practiced. Children's celebration for this 2019, all community pharmacies in Rivers State took it to a greater height by organizing medical programs like basic hygiene principles, importance of vaccination in the schools of all the children. And then the medical outreach to various churches, we do that. For example, Salvation Ministry. As I'm talking, some of these pictures are being shown. Please, you can see it there. And then also there was a walk against drug and substance abuse during the Pharmacy Week on the World Pharmacist Day for the 25th of September 2018. And then television and radio interview on burning issues like with a NTA morning program that says drugs and your health. And then involving of the media houses on burning issues like the expired drugs, coming of menace of drugs abuse, and the role of the pharmacist. All these things, we have them in pictures and in banners there to prove them. And then the 6th point is the World Health Organization Day. Acpn River State mark about 90% of the World Health Days through the various zones. We have 20 zones in River State, and the World Health Days are given to us by the national is 16. So all of the 16 are being distributed among the zones, and each zones are being marked. We have them here, but time will not permit me. For example, World Health Day was marked on the 7th of April by Town Zone, World Kidney Day on the 12th of March by D-Line Zone. You will get them, all of them, because of time I can't call them all.
A minute to go.
Okay, the 7th point, research and documentation. The research and the abuse of triple action cream across all ages is onward submission, and then the committee on Acpn and NAPA for analysis and publication. We are waiting that. The 8th point, copper meeting centers. We have about 6 copper 1 centers and 1 copper 2. And then we have about 80 AVR refill centers, TB dot centers. Yes, we've done drug abuse campaigns to different communities, Hausa communities, the slums. We've done all that one. Capacity building and practice management enhancement. We have done trainings. We have done trainings on winning at retail pharmacy. We engage members on tax, federal and state tax payment. We've done seminars on that. Training on the use of dietary intake in the management of diabetes. We can count and count. Welfare package and support. Actually, we support all the zonal members that are having problems of sicknesses, marriages, and also we support the young pharmacy group, the PSN, we support apps, we support PANs, all in our programs, and courtesy visit and collaboration.
Well
Actually,
done,
we
well
have...
Done, well done, well
Thank you.
Done, well done,
God bless
well
you.
done.
I think it's okay.
I hope you support those who want to take second wives. Okay, thank you very much. That's good. That was a good one. Which state? Ondo State. Ondo State. Okay, I can see they're ready. Can we be clapping for Ondo as they come up to the stage? Are you Ondo State? I think this man be Enugu man. You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and the panel. Good morning, colleagues. My name is Pharmacist Madu Ihe. I'm the chairman of Acpn Ondo State. And I'm delighted to make a summary presentation of our activities in Ondo State in the year under review. The pictures will soon come on the screen, but because of time, I will start. Okay, thank you. A summary of our activities is that we've been having regular monthly meetings. We have not missed any meeting. NEC meetings, we have been regular attendance. We have put up regular attendance at our monthly meetings. We have a very good collaboration with our regulators. In fact, PCN moved to a new office in Ondo State, and we are partnering to make life comfortable for PCN in that new office. And slide, please. Well, let me start. We have most of the World Health Days, World Health related days. We mark them in Ondo State right now. Okay. If you look at the screen, you will see activities, regular NEC meetings, collaboration with regulators, enhancement of the capacity of our members. We have capacity building for HIV management, TB management of our patients. We have elaborate media engagement like never before. I know just last week we were at OSROC, the TV station, to speak to the whole state concerning drug abuse. We were at Orange FM also, and so many other media houses, online and print media. Acpn in Ondo State is now a brand that everybody knows about. If you look at our picture, we marked the World Diabetes Day, and we marked it with both media engagements and street outreaches, where we trained, we screened for blood glucose and trained people and referred those who had high levels of blood glucose to the appropriate places for proper management. This is a slide on media, just one of the numerous media engagements we are having in Ondo State to give our profession visibility. This was when we had our World Malaria Day, that we had free screening and free treatment for patients in different parts of Ondo State. Of course, we participated actively in the campaign to get Mr. President to sign the PCN Act. We closed our shops. This is one of the shops in Ondo State. Health Plus was actively represented in Ondo State. We shut down, and it was in the news. Okay? Now, just last week, we had the World Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. And we organized a debate competition for secondary schools in Ondo State, which was very highly participatory. Many schools attended. We engaged the young ones, look at them displaying their skills. We made a strong connection to several schools, and the ripple effects, it stayed there. We gave awards to those who won. You can see our fellows and our elders supporting us. It's one big family in Ondo State. We gave awards to those who participated and won. And right now, we visited several schools. If you look at this slide, you'll see that we collaborate right now in Ondo State with PSN, other technical and interest groups for appropriate legislation. We contributed immensely to the contributory health scheme, and the governor has already launched the commission. This is Mr. Governor Acpn himself launching the contributory health scheme. And our own policy in Ondo State is first among equals. Those of us who are aware with the details of the legislation, you know that it was a great success for pharmacy that other states should come and copy. And before I leave, I want to also brag.
A minute to go.
Thank you. I want to put it on record that Ondo State has donated to the entire family of pharmacists in Nigeria a brand new honorable member in the House of Representatives, who is now, and look at him there, he is the one of the arrowheads that pharmacy in Nigeria will be using for our own policy advocacy. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thanks for donating an honorable member to PSN. Oyo State. Can we start clapping as Oyo is coming to the stage? Man of honor, you are welcome. Come and take the mic.
Good morning, family. Welcome to Oyo State. I'm delighted to stand here this morning to make this presentation of what we have been doing in the state. So I'm not going to waste plenty of time. I'll just go straight to the highlights of what we have been doing for Oyo State. Under the leadership of our new chairman, pharmacist Oguntoye Adegboyega, we've had several activities in Oyo State beginning from January 2019. This includes masterclass lectures, public health sensitizations, courtesy visits to regulatory bodies, several other forms of collaborations and trainings we've had in the state. On masterclass, we've had management of rhinitis and respiratory diseases. We've had 2 of such masterclasses in the state sponsored by multinational companies. And then in Oyo State, we've been able to inaugurate our zones and bring them back to life. Previously, we used to have zones, but then somehow they went into oblivion. But the new administration brought back the zones to life. And you can see the slides of the, we don't have the slide for the inauguration of zonal members. We have 11 zones in Oyo State currently for Acpn. We also had drug abuse sensitization in the state. One of which we did was the one with the NYSC camp at Iseyin in Oyo State. For that sensitization, there was a collaboration with Young Pharmacists Group and Acpn. We were able to talk about drugs, drug abuse, and also donate drugs to the NYSC. Also for the World Malaria Day, Acpn played a major role in one of our zones, Oyo zones. Oyo zone collaborated with Young Pharmacists Group to ensure that the World Pharmacists Day was marked in a remarkable way. We had free blood tests and we have tests for malaria before treatment. So over 300 persons benefited from that particular exercise. Also for the 2019 International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, Oyo State was represented in the collaboration meeting with Ministry of Health and NDLEA. There was a meeting that Oyo State was invited into, and we played a major role in the success of that meeting. And the Deputy Governor was available in the meeting as well. Also, for collaboration with NAFDAC, Oyo State Acpn has a good working relationship with NAFDAC. In one of our meetings, as you will see in the slide, that's the Southwest Coordinator for NAFDAC, Pharmacist Salau, talking to us in one of our meetings at Jogo Center. Also, there was an initiative of a rehabilitation center, a community initiative, a rehabilitation center that was set up in Ogbomosho town in Oyo State. The Ogbomosho zone of Acpn ably represented Acpn in that zone to ensure that that rehabilitation center came to life and pharmacy was well represented. Acpn played a major role in that event. Also, in the solidarity at the point where we were to look for our missing bill, Oyo State played a vital role in compliance as regards the 2-hour shutdown. You can see pictures just for space, just a few pictures placed there. Many of our pharmacies, joined in its solidarity, and then there was a shutdown at that particular time. Also, Acpn was represented in the Association of Professional Bodies of Nigeria. We had a presentation on the career of pharmacy. Acpn was represented to talk about pharmacy. You can see in the slide over there where we made our presentation. We made several courtesy visits to NAFDAC, to NDLEA, and to PCN, and other regulatory bodies as well. When it comes to political activity, Acpn through our members have been able to get closer to those in politics, those in the aim of our affair, both traditionally and also in a political form in government.
A minute to go.
That picture shows the Olubadan of Ibadan land and our chairman in one of our activities of Acpn in Oyo State. Also media engagement, we've also had a good media engagement as regards drug abuse. That's our TVC with our chairman having a chat on the way forward as regards drug abuse. We also celebrate our members when it comes to birthday celebration, social gathering. Acpn is in forefront. I just had one picture there, but there are several activities we've had where we have our members celebrated. Thank you so much. God bless you pharmaceutically.
Thank you so much, Oyo State, for that good presentation. Can we have Kaduna on stage? The crocodile state. I hope crocodile is not coming up here live. Okay, this crocodile doesn't seem to have dangerous teeth. Let's clap for Kaduna. Up abs. Those of us in abs, we should clap for ourselves. You know I'm abs member. Up abs. You are welcome, man.
Good morning, panel of judges. Good morning, the NEC, and good morning, delegates. I am from Samira Abubakar Umar from Kaduna State, the Crocodile State. We have about 200 community pharmacies in Kaduna. They call us CPs, according to the international partners. Kaduna is full of activities. We had been having good rapport with the regulatory bodies, PCN, NAFDAC, and including NDLEA. NAFDAC activities. We were opportune to welcome the NAFDAC DG, Professor Moji Sola Adeye, when she came to commission the NAFDAC office at a dry port zone in Kaduna. We had an interactive sessions with her. We questioned her and she answered us. She was so happy to see us in the midst of the crowd, the custom officials and the immigrations and so on and so forth there. Then also NAFDAC activity, we have a program in Kaduna where we ask our members to all collect their expired drugs to the secretariat, the PSN secretariat, for onward destruction. NAFDAC comes to collect those medicines and then destroy them at their own centers. Then PCN, we had been abiding by the rules. We register on time because apart all the technical groups in Kaduna, Acpn is one of the best of the technical groups. We register on time, we pay all our dues on time, and then we have good rapport with PCN because I was opportune to be part of those going. They invite us for PIC meetings, they invite us for meetings with the NAPMET people because they screened, I think they interviewed some of the NAPMET members that registered with them. So I was part of those people that interviewed the NAPMET members. Then on training, Kaduna is so fortunate to be part of those 2 states integrate e-project signed a memorandum of understanding as a pilot study. We signed the memorandum of understanding with them and the training came. Our activities were not too busy this year because of the training, because the series of trainings were, they had the trainings in badge. So we were trained in badges, and the training will now take us up to 6 days. And the session of trainings where we did, they invited consultants, specialists in family planning method, whatever, because the program was that they needed us was for the tax shifting and tax sharing policies that they had. They wanted to train us on this long-acting family planning methods. We had been doing family planning in our facilities, but they needed upgradement. That was why we were trained. We had the clinicals, we had the theory parts in a class, and we went for the clinicals in the primary health centers. We were divided into assorted primary health centers. We were the ones that held the health centers for 2 days. We were there for screening, for counseling, and for insertions, because we were taught how to insert the implant, which is new to pharmacy training. They teach us how to handle the clients, including the injectables, because we weren't licensed to inject, but this tax shifting, tax sharing now encourage us to learn how to inject and how to even counsel patients and tell them everything about family planning commodity. Apart from that, we were taught skills of sterilization, because if you want to pierce someone's arm, you must sterilize whatever you have before you now insert the commodity into the client, and then how to dispose the sharps, because the management of sharps too is important. We were taught how to drop sharps in the biohazard safety box, and then kept in a place for NAFDAC to destroy, and autoclaving of all other materials for sterilization. Then Access Pharma 2 came with the idea of giving us the medical credit fund, and then to teach us something about business ideas, because community practices are becoming too difficult for us now, and finance is part of what is hindering the practice. So they came with the idea of teaching us how we will get access to the medical credit fund. Then Then Nestle Foods too came. We partnered with them because they now say they have fortified their baby milk and product with probiotics and then enrich it with iron supplements so that our children will become healthy, because malnutrition is part of what is killing our people. So they taught us, they gave us the idea of how to teach our clients, how to handle the product, and how to even use the product on the babies.
Well done.
And Kaduna could not participate in the shutdown shops because Kaduna is a peculiar state. We can't afford to do that because of the security nature of our state. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Kaduna. That's a great crocodile state. Thank you, ma'am. Now, our host, Kano State. Kano State, can we clap for our hosts as they come? If you don't clap, well, sorry for you. The lunch and dinner, I don't know whether you get. Let's be clapping for Kano. Let's be clapping for being a good host. Let's continue to clap for Kano. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, thank you, sir. Okay. Good morning, my respected colleagues. I'm here to present Kano State on state dynamism we've done for the past almost 5 years. I think our own is actually different because we actually approached it practically, not mere theoretically. I'm not going to bother you much theories, but practical. When we came on board some 5 years ago, Acpn Kano was almost comatose and dilapidated. We resuscitated it, we revived it from zero to hosting a national conference. We, in the beginning, set 5 points agenda. Agenda number 1, considering the fact that a lot of community pharmacists, chairmen, and their exco in Nigeria do not know their numbers. We embark on a survey to exactly realize how many are we. We must know our statistical figure. How many retailers do we have? How many wholesalers do we have? And how many distributors we have in Kano? We discovered a shocking figure of more than 160 retail outlets, and more than 300 wholesale outlets, and more than 100 distributorship outlets. That is number 1. Number 2, we realized that community pharmacy practice in isolation. In isolation from the private sector and from the public sector. Considering the fact that we do not know where we belong to, be it primary healthcare, secondary healthcare, or tertiary healthcare, in the country is yet to be pronounced. We decided to link up with the private sector in multidimensional aspect. 1, we partner with CIDHAS and IHBN to institute community pharmacy referral on HIV refilling commodities. We call it CRIF. At the end of the day, our community pharmacy now refill HIV drugs to clients referred from public institutions, which is a good development in terms of the partnership with the public sector and the private sector. 1. Number 2, TB Shop Plus is with us, initiated and launched it. We are now partners with Shop Plus in terms of TB referral and services. Number 3, Chai was with us, trained on RDT, point of care testing. You must be aware that it's not allowed, though OTC, anti-malarials, but you must be tested before you take anti-malarials. So RDT, diagnostic test kits, is available. Now in Kano, some pharmacies have even upgraded to microscopy, which is the gold standard. Number 4, we identify food and nutrition, which is basis of food. We also partner with Nestle. Nestle is constantly and periodically giving us upgrades and trainings in terms of food and nutrition in infants and neonates. Now, agenda number 3, we realize that one backbone is, as far as practice of pharmacy is concerned, is pharmaceutical care. Without pharmaceutical care, holding on to drugs The paradigm has shifted. So we now embrace the concept of point-of-care testing. Now, all community pharmacies in Kano practice point-of-care testing with our effort. In point-of-care testing, we test diabetes, so many tests, BP testing, so many things, so many. That won't be permitted with time to mention them. Number 4, we also realize that there is an intrusion. So we partner with PIC, Pharmaceutical Inspection Committee, actively, in such a way that if a patent and proprietary vendor medicine dealer is selling drugs beyond the ethical, beyond the over-the-counter drugs, we cut them and barricade them to only over-the-counter drugs. Patent and proprietary vendor medicine stores are now not at ease to sell ethical products in Kano. The PIC, with our active participation, we were able to downgrade more than 100 patent and proprietary vendor medicine down to their size. They don't intrude to pharmacy practice. And about 20 of them were upgraded to pharmacy with complete overhaul of the processes of registering the particular place. And finally, number 5, for the past 1.5 years, we've been practicing. There is no day that passes within this period of around 2.5 years that we didn't celebrate, be it World Malaria Day, World TB Day, Pharmacy Day, visitation to offering centers, offering drugs, TB medication, psychiatric centers, consultation, young pharmacy group. We offer so many training in conjunction and collaboration with GSK Nigeria. We participated actively in training our younger ones in community pharmacy practice. We upgrade the pharmacy practice in most premises in such a way that our role, our exemplary leadership answers a room and a place in the committee of Acpn in Nigeria, so much so that we're considered to host the national conference in Kano, which is a great achievement to us. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Kano State. That's all for oral presentation by those states that are bold enough to tell us what has happened at their states for the past 12 months. Straight away, those we've not visited for physical evaluation of the activities at their various stands, please go back to your stand. We are coming there while perhaps, since I have cited the national chairman, it's possible AGM could also be kick-started now, while those of us on this other side of the divide will be visiting the stands that we have not visited and then evaluating the activities of those states we have not evaluated yet. Thanks so much for being wonderful audience. Thanks a lot for clapping for our great pharmacists, particularly those of us who are Alpians. I want to congratulate the 2 Alpians that made presentation on behalf of their states. You can see we are going beyond 35% affirmative. Maybe we are going to 50% by next year. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much, Chairman of the Evaluation Committee, for our state dynamics. Straight away, like he said, we'll be going into the AGM. But before we do that, there's a company that will be making a presentation for just 5 minutes. So Biget Pharmacy, are you here? Biget Pharmacy? Biget Pharmacy?
Malaria? Lock it down. Lock down malaria with Lockmal Combi. Lockmal quickly and effectively clears malaria parasites from the body and makes you malaria-free. Lockmal Combi, a brand of artimethyllumefantrine, comes with 12 bonus tablets of Emzor paracetamol. Lockmal.
The family of a corn has been taken hostage by an evil-looking creature.
When Amatem Fort appear, malaria run for cover. Amatem, thank you. Amatem Fort against some gel capsules, tablets for adult, and suspension for Pekin. Amatem does not eat somebody and are very easy to use. Remember how Amatem Fort against Acpn to confirm the original and against some gel capsules. Amatem. Say no to malaria, yes to life.
Pain? Emzor paracetamol. Feel better. Do better.
The family of a corn has been taken hostage by an evil-looking creature.
When Amatem Fort appear, malaria run for cover. Amatem, thank you. Amatem Fort against some gel capsules, tablets for adult, and suspension for Pekin. Amatem does not eat somebody and are very easy to use. Remember how Amatem Fort against Acpn to confirm the original and against some gel capsules. Amatem. Say no to malaria, yes to life.
Please, our external auditor, please. You're also invited to the high table.
We've called you, then they're not here.
Malaria? Lock it down. Lock down malaria with Lockmal Combi. Lockmal quickly and effectively clears malaria parasites from the body and makes you malaria-free. Lockmal Combi, a brand of artimethyllumefantrine, comes with 12 bonus tablets of Emzor paracetamol. Lockmal.
Pain? Emzor paracetamol. Feel better. Do better. Pain? Emzor paracetamol. Feel better. Do better.
Malaria? Lock it down. Lock down malaria with Lockmal Combi. Lockmal quickly and effectively clears malaria parasites from the body and makes you malaria-free. Lockmal Combi, a brand of artimethyllumefantrine, comes with 12 bonus tablets of Emzor paracetamol. Lockmal. Lock down malaria and feel even better.
So, we're sorry for the delay. Big Ed Pharmacy is around now to make their presentation. So let's take it quickly.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very sorry. Pharmacist Akindeko Eniola. I'll be speaking to you about Max International product selectivity and other life-changing products that is relevant to us as pharmacists. I'm a community pharmacist, and I found out that selectivity, even though it is not a core drug, it is something that has come to be very relevant to us. And as community pharmacists, we are not supposed to shy away from the opportunity it provides. Now, how does selectivity affect us? And what advantage can we take out of it as community pharmacists? Max International, the marketer of selectivity, decided to use the multi-level or network marketing system in disseminating their product. And I find out that as pharmacists, we are somehow averse to the network marketing system. However, that may be as a result of our background or even the nature of our practice. But we have a product that is very, very relevant to us. In what way? Selectivity today is the most potent glutathione supplement available to us globally. And glutathione, we know the importance of glutathione to the body. Next to oxygen, water, and even food, glutathione at a certain stage will become very important to the maintenance of health. And therefore, in our practice, we have to embrace and use this for the benefit of our patients and even to be able to make an income. Now, the networkers are making a lot of money from it. As a community pharmacist at a point, when I got involved in the business, I found out that we are not making any reasonable income. It's like monkey they walk, baboon they chop. We are, most of the time, the people that sell this product. The patient comes to us, we convince them, we make them understand that it can be of benefit to them, and they have found out that it's so. But who is making the money? Unfortunately, not the community pharmacist who is really doing the job. The course of my discussion with us this morning is how we can take advantage of a product that we have found to be very useful to our economic benefits as community pharmacists. Where you may not be able to do the networking as it were, but I have done a study, a research into the compensation plan of the company, and I think there's a way community pharmacists can take advantage of this business. And that is what I'm willing in this conference to come and discuss with you. My staff will be circulating letters. Some people have received the letter that I've written to you. Please, my details are in that letter. Feel free to contact me. Then I'll be able to let you know what you can do to make maximum income from selectivity sales and use for your patients. We have our stand at the exhibition ground. You can also visit us maybe during the break, and then we can talk and discuss and have a chat over how you can advance your Max business for your own benefit as a community pharmacist. Thank you very much. I'm very grateful.
So thank you very much. So without further ado, I will hand over the proceeding of the AGM to the National Chairman of Acpn, Pharmacist Samuel O. Adekola, MAW.
Where is the cover? The bell. The bell.